Good evening out there in Facebook land. Marcus Melnick with FirearmMentor.com. This week I got an email from a concealed carry student regarding carrying a round in the chamber of a semi-automatic firearm. I'm going to read you the message and then we're going to discuss it. So first of all, hey Marcus, I figured I'd tell a little story, hopefully to help anyone out there in your classes that might make the same mistake as I did. My main carry pistol is a striker-fired G.A.T. that's made by Taurus. Personally, I've always been a little worried about a negligent discharge should my pistol get smacked hard enough, so I haven't carried with a round in the chamber until today. Long story short, I was at a job site and heard someone shooting behind the building I was at, and figured now would be a great time to get over that fear and save precious seconds by carrying a hot chamber. But here's what I think might be beneficial to really drill down into new students, because I obviously goofed up after shooting for 20 plus years. Clean your gun often and buy snap caps when you buy your cleaning kit. I always get snap caps when I get a new caliber to test the action and fully work the parts when cleaning and testing. Tonight, when testing with a snap cap to verify that the striker wouldn't release when dropped or hit or any of the other hazards that come with my job, I noticed that the rounds were not going fully into battery, which was strange because the pistol worked fine when I bought it and tested it and open carried it in Missouri and Kansas for almost a year. I recently changed to an inner waistband setup that I like, and like an idiot, I completely forgot that dust and lint, but mostly lint, built up. That crap was everywhere and soaked up every bit of oil on the pistol, especially on the extractor, which refused to budge without some oil and a lot of wiggling. I got it functional now, but we'll be doing a complete teardown tomorrow to make it factory fresh. Anyways, I figured it might help people out there to know that even people who have been shooting for decades forget maintenance intervals change when you are actually carrying, and that the usual suspects for cleaning have been expanded to parts you wouldn't normally think need attention. Anyway, this is my goof, and I'm glad I caught it before a situation came up where I'd essentially be holding a throwable item when I needed a defensive handgun. And I'm not going to say his name. However, he makes some very good points. You should be cleaning your carry firearms every time you shoot them and once a month to make sure that dust, rust, and debris do not accumulate. Very, very important. And when you oil your gun, the oil actually attracts dust, and the dust stays in the gun. I actually have a gun I'm going to show you. It's a Ruger LCP. It is primarily a pocket carry gun for me. I have unloaded it, but I will show you that it is unloaded. And I am using a tripod for a camera. So as I point the gun in what you would consider an unsafe direction, there's actually no one behind the camera. It's on a tripod. Okay, so here is my Ruger LCP. It's got a TGH, which is a trigger guard holster that goes onto the trigger guard. So when it's in the pocket, nothing can get in. Nothing can make the firearm discharge. And I'm going to do some angles here and point out this is a dusty gun. So if you look right here, all along the trigger guard, you can see that dust. If I tilt it a little bit, you can't really see it, but the entire trigger is coated in dust, and there's dust all the way around. Now that's just what we can see. If I turn it the other way, you will see that the serial number part right here has dust in it. And if I were to rotate this, I don't know how well you can see it on your video, but there's a ton of dust here and here. You can't really see it on the inside of the gun, but I guarantee you it is there. What's really important is the extractor and the rails. You want the gun to be able to move when you are doing it. All right, so that's the once a month cleaning if you carry it. I mean, if you take it out of your holster and you give it the once over and you look at it and it doesn't need to be cleaned, I'd still give it a wipe down, strip off the oil with some solvent, and put on new oil. Now, why should you clean your gun each time you shoot it? If I go to the range and I fire 50 rounds, nothing bad's going to happen. It's just a little dirty. However, this is what people don't think about. Will your gun work if you throw 50 rounds down the pipe and don't clean it? Will it work the next time? Probably. Yeah, I mean, most guns do. Here's where it comes in play why you should clean your gun each time you shoot it, at least your defensive firearms. If someone breaks into your house and you go into your gun safe and you retrieve your firearm and you say, "Hey, get out of my house, I have a gun," and the bad guy leaves, but he has kicked in your front door, what's the first thing that you do? You call the police, and they will come and investigate a home invasion. So the police show up, you are an honest person, you've taken your concealed carry class, you're licensed, you're insured up the wazoo, and the police are going to ask you a few questions. They're going to say, what happened? What did you do? And you're going to say, well, I went into my safe, I got my gun, and I gave him a warning and he left. They're going to ask you, where's your FOID card? Because they want to make sure you are a legal owner of the firearm. And they're going to say, did you shoot him? And again, you're going to say, no, I didn't shoot him, I just gave him a warning. Let me see the gun, says the cop. And you pull out the gun, and the cop goes like this across the top of the gun. Now, this is, except for the dust, this is a clean gun. Wipes his finger across the top, ends up getting a finger with all sorts of schmutz on it. Here's what happened to you in that scenario. Police are taught, and I used to work in law enforcement, police are taught everybody lies to you. The victim lies to you because they want something really bad to happen to the offender. The offender lies to you because they don't want to get in trouble. And the witnesses lie to you because this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to them, and they want to be on TV. Don't put yourself in that position. As a firearms instructor, there are guns that I do not clean every time I shoot them or I have a student shoot them. And that's because I have a business reason for that. The business reason is I often get people that say, hey, I need to learn how to clean a gun. I don't want to show up with a clean gun and have them clean a clean gun as I'm instructing them. I'd rather show up with a dirty gun, show them where all the crap is and how to clean it. That's a business decision. That is not a defensive firearm. If you have any questions, please comment below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share. I'm also going to be posting this on Facebook. You can find my Facebook page. It's called Firearm Mentor. My website is firearmmentor.com. And I would love to hear your comments, questions, and concerns. I hope you have a good, safe evening. Once again, Marcus Melnick from firearmmentor.com.